Hello, how is everybody today?
Hey guys, good to be with you again. Good to have Sheri in the studio. And Sheri, people really enjoy when you're here with me. And I do too.
Good. I like it.
Yeah. I thought it would be good to have Sheri with us today to let you guys know a little bit of a different video. I know you guys always want me to say, here's the recipe on what you should do right now. If they're going to swarm, do this. It's like, I'm watching David's video because I'm scared. Tell me what to do, David. Look, I've got to take a moment and make a video with Sheri and let you guys know what all of you mean to me and what making YouTube videos mean to both of us. And I think that's really important.
I do too. So what got you started in it?
In making videos, I actually started making YouTube videos in 2008. Only because I wanted a way just to share with my experience in beekeeping. Just kind of like a vlog. It was a video vlog.
Okay. And so that's been how many years ago now?
15?
A lot of years, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
it has been.
So how has it changed from that beginning to what you're doing now?
Well, when I started, it was, like I said, just vlogging, making a video showing what I'm doing today. I remember the very...
So you're just in a hive?
Yeah, I was just in a hive. I remember back then we thought powdered sugar dustings would help control mites. And so I showed people how to, do that. And it's like, this is what I'm doing. Maybe this will help. But over the years, I began noticing that I was helping more and more beekeepers learn more about beekeeping and how to get started. All at once, I learned that a lot of people were watching my channel. And this is like 5 or 6, 8 years later. For a long time, I was just me doing stuff. I didn't know anything about videos or YouTube, but I was just putting them out there anyway. But I got a little more focused on trying to help people, and it has exploded into a channel where a lot of people are enjoying me helping them in beekeeping.
Yeah, and you really enjoy helping people, don't you?
I really do. That's important to me. What's interesting is it has given me a sense of, I wouldn't say worth. I'm pretty self-secure to my own self, but it is such a joy to be able to wake up in the morning and say, what kind of a video can I make today to help people? What are they thinking about? What kind of struggles are they having? And how can I add value to their life today in beekeeping? And a little bit beyond beekeeping, sometimes I have coffee time and we talk about life things. And but I just want to make a video that everybody could relate to me personally, because I watch some videos and I can't really relate to the individual. And I feel like I want people to look at me and say, David is sincere. I enjoy listening to him. And I think if I lived near him, he would be a good friend. I don't know.
So you talked about how you're hoping that this adds value to their lives, the viewers' lives. And I know that it does, because I do hear from people on a daily basis telling me that.
And that means a lot.
But tell me, how do you think filming these videos, how has that added value to your life?
It's added value to my life because, when you feel that you're meeting a need in other people, it's very rewarding.
Okay.
I think it is for almost all of us, that if we are accomplishing something that impacts other people's lives in a positive way, then it adds a significant meaning to our own lives. And that has been impactful for me to realize that I read a comment, somebody says, wow, David, you answered that question. Just when I start thinking about what I should do next, you make a video about it, or that coffee time really moved me. It helped with my mental health. I realized, wow, these are meaningful videos. I just don't want to be a guy that's making a video and showing you how to use the entrance reducer or how to treat for mites. I want to be more than that.
You like to connect with people.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good way of putting it. I want to connect with people while helping them in beekeeping. It means a lot.
And I think, too, living where we live out in the middle of nowhere, that sometimes we can get kind of isolated out here.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think it's also a way of being able to connect with the community and then hear back from them.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Live streams have helped with that. But, when I'm sitting here, usually I'm without you, I'm just looking at the camera. I can still sense, and it still goes beyond just a camera, that I can feel that everyone that I'm talking to is really out there.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I can. And So I can connect right now, even though there's just a big screen or a big camera lens right there.
Yeah.
I can realize that I'm really talking to a lot of people.
Wow.
And I wish they could talk back, and they do through the comments, but it meets a social requirement in my life. So it really does add to my mental health. And I want to take a moment to really say, Sheri and I both really appreciate you guys. It means a lot that you are following our channel. Our subscriptions have just skyrocketed, and the views, and it means a lot. I can't express it in words other than you have added a lot of value to our lives just by being subscribers and viewers of our channel.
Right, exactly.
It really has.
And our business has changed so much over the past 15
For the good.
or 20 years. So, because in the beginning we used to focus on what everybody else would focus on, and that was the beekeeping supplies and building the hives and painting the hives and having lots of employees out here and picking up and unloading from trucks and pulling out the dollies and pushing everything around. And well, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've gotten a little older as time has gone on, just a little bit older.
Yeah.
And I, for one, am not able to do a lot of that heavy work anymore.
Yeah, it is a shift, and it's a positive shift where we were, like Sheri said, we were just beating ourselves up, and hats off to people that are still doing that. We know people, friends with people in the beekeeping industry that are single families that are doing the kind of work that we did for a while. And it's amazing what you have to do.
It is. It is.
The money.
Full time, 16 hours a day sometimes.
It takes a lot of trucks and forklifts and just trailers, and you're traveling state after state with bees and moving bees around and working in bees all the time and raising queens. And so while we love that, we've finally found a way that if we could get rid of a lot of the heavy lifting, the
and
brutal.
My arthritis thanks you very much
my
for
back
that.
thanks you. So we're able to make a little bit more money off of YouTube. It's not what you think. A lot of people think that, oh my, he must get paid millions of dollars on YouTube, and it's not that at all. But at least we're able to offset, okay, the money that we're making off YouTube, we could get rid of some of the heavy lifting jobs because we just can't do that day after day as we get older. So.
Right, and so our focus has turned to education.
It has,
so that is what our primary focus in our business is. But the reality is, though, that you have put in a great deal of time and effort to make sure that you have the right education out there, that you're staying up on all the recent research and all the recent studies, and that does take a lot of time and a lot of effort. Conferences and conventions and connecting with researchers in the community takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time. I have to make a lot of connections. Every day I'm talking with a handful of people over new research or new laws that were passed, new equipment that's been made, or things that are being tested. So daily I'm engulfed by this incoming data that I have to sift through so that I can teach and give good information. And a lot of people don't do that. I mean, there was times I couldn't afford to do it because I was heavy lifting,
right? Didn't have
hives.
the time to do it.
I couldn't.
Right. I didn't have the time.
But today I've been spending a lot of time on some EPA rulings on extended release oxalic pads. I've just been kind of unraveling some of that information, where in the past I would never give that a thought. I'd be like, I don't have time for that. I'm moving on.
Right. So I've already seen him this morning spend several hours just on this recent study that's come out and checking with other people in the community and checking with some researchers at some universities, making sure that the article was written correctly and what exactly it all means. So it takes a long time to be able to do that sort of stuff. And you're the guy to do it because you do love that.
I do love it. And, a lot of people are watching saying, oh, I've never seen that side of David. I just see his, maybe his energetic videos on how to use a cloak board. And I like those videos. But they don't realize the hours that I have to spend, studying the cloak board and studying other people's use of it and how well it works or if it doesn't work. Because quite frankly, I don't want to show something that has shown not to be effective.
And I think the community is very glad there's somebody like you out there to be able to unravel all that information and make sure that you're giving it to the viewers correctly. And it's not just something that you heard, something somebody down the road said, I tried this and guess what? It worked.
Yeah.
Well, anything can work once, Yeah. A clock is always, what is that saying? A clock is always right twice a day.
That's right.
That doesn't mean that it works just
Yeah.
because somebody has tried it. So he's also out there doing these researches. We lose hives every year just simply from the fact that he goes out there to try to reduplicate what some of you are saying that you've heard or you've done, and
that didn't work.
and it doesn't work. When it's all said and done, you couldn't do any of this if it weren't for all of you.
I know. I don't. I wish I could say that better and more. I wish I could express my heartfelt love and appreciation for you guys. What you've done for both me and Sheri is remarkable. It really is. It's allowed us to kind of pursue a dream of beekeeping, what we want to do. We wanted to write, Sheri and I both wrote this book. And that came by accident. A publishing company just began working with us and saying, would you write a book for us? And we were like, yeah, that sounds interesting. It's a beginner's book, so I think we can do that. And so Sheri and I both wrote this book. So it was part of our shift to be more of an education place where people could learn from all the years of my knowledge, our knowledge in bees. And what is knowledge worth if you learn it, but you only hang on to it and use it for your own selfish ambitions? And so I feel responsible to take what I've learned over the years and share it with other people and to help people. And so every time I make a video, I'm thinking about that. How can I help somebody? Because I do value you guys and I appreciate you so much. It means so much to both of us.
And you can reach so many more people this way.
Yeah,
It used
right.
to be that people would call, on the phone, and pretty soon that's all we could do was
Right.
talk to 6 or 7 people,
Sure.
on the phone each day, and nothing else ever got done.
That's so true.
And after a while, but then we're like, how can we get to as many people as possible? And
Yeah.
this was the best forum.
It is.
To do it.
So yeah, I do like helping people by, writing, teaching, making videos. Oh, and another thing, Jerry Hayes, the editor of Bee Culture, called me the other day and asked me to be a columnist in Bee Culture.
Wow.
I'll be writing a monthly column.
Wow.
And he's hoping that this is
Bee Culture.
Bee Culture. It's a way, he wants there to be a way to connect Bee Culture to YouTube beekeeping. And he kind of chose me to spearhead that. So I'm really
that's
pumped and
neat.
excited. Yeah, I know.
That's exciting.
So, if you're not a subscriber to Bee Culture, that's a great magazine for the beekeeping industry. There's 2 major ones, and it's Bee Culture and American Bee Journal. And I know Eugene, the editor of ABJ, and many of you subscribe to that, but Bee Culture is another one. So be sure and check that out so you can learn more from me in that magazine.
This is the best way we have to be able to reach a lot of people.
Yeah, we have B Team 6, so a lot of people are a part of B Team 6 where they can talk to me and ask me questions.
It's a mentoring club you've had for
Yeah.
years now.
Yeah.
We've been married about 42 years. And when we first started out, we were broke.
Oh, no. We
were so poor that I remember one year we actually took the entire backyard and we completely planted it in food to eat.
Out of survival.
And we survived on that garden. We weren't able to put anything away because we ate every single thing out of that garden. And we had other friends who were kind of in the same situation as us, kind of food insecure. And we helped to feed them out of that garden that entire summer too.
Yeah.
And while we no longer have to put our entire yard in food, we know how important it is to give back to the community, because here, being food insecure, not having enough to eat, there's no excuse for it, especially when it comes to beekeepers.
It's sad. That's right.
Beekeepers know about food.
We know about food. Yeah.
We're
farmers.
Right, we're farmers. We're planting. We understand how nature works. We understand how bees help pollinate our gardens.
That's right.
We understand food. And so around us beekeepers, there shouldn't be anybody that is lacking for food.
That's right.
So every year we make sure that we pick a charity or a food bank, and we give back to it, to express our thankfulness for what the universe has given to us and what you all have brought into our lives as well.
Yeah.
And this year, we'd like to ask you to help us a little bit with that.
Yeah, Sheri, tell us, you worked this up. I want you to tell us about this.
All right, so April 1st, we're calling it April Foods Day, not April Fool's Day.
Okay.
We're not going to play any pranks on anybody.
Yep.
It's April Foods Day. And so we have partnered with HelloFresh to be able to provide boxes of food for the food insecure in lots of different communities across the U.S. So HelloFresh doesn't try to reinvent the wheel that's already been invented. They give 100% of the donations directly to food banks and charities that are providing food for people here in the U.S.
Now, let me stop you. This is not a HelloFresh commercial.
This is not.
We are not sponsored. Remember, I'm not one to take money from people, so we're not getting any money from HelloFresh. This is not a HelloFresh ad. We just found a way that we can help feed the food insecure people, and this is one of the ways that it seems to that be a perfect connection for us.
Well, there's so many charities and food, well, not necessarily food banks, but a lot of charities. You have to be very, very conscious about how much of your funds they actually use for these things. And
Correct.
sometimes it's very low.
Yeah.
But HelloFresh just use 100%. So we have got a way for you to donate to April Foods Day. And you can either go to our website, and 100% of your donation goes directly to the food banks and charities. Or what we're also going to do is live stream next Thursday, March the 30th.
March 30th.
All donations that evening will go to provide for the food insecure. Now, there's two really cool things about this, David. One of them is your donation will be matched. So if you're going to give $10, it's an automatic $20.
Wow.
Up to $1,000. So we have got somebody who's going to match all the donations up to
Awesome.
$1,000, so
good.
it could be twice as much effective. Also, when you donate on a live stream, YouTube takes a certain percentage of that.
Yeah.
But we're going to cover those fees to make sure 100% of your donation
There you go.
goes
Yeah.
for this initiative. April Foods Day.
April Foods Day. That's good. So they can go ahead and start that now, right?
You can donate
the
online
website?
now
Yeah.
or join us on the 30th. Now, we're going to do a live stream tomorrow.
Yep.
Is that correct? On Thursday night.
Yep.
And then the donations the following Thursday will
That's
go
correct.
for April Foods Day.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. That's exciting. And yeah, Sheri and I have all of our lives, we know what it's like to struggle, and we know what it's like to have to really be in difficult situations financially. So we want to give back. That'd be good.
Will be.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be there and you're going to help us out.
Yeah, it'd be up
Right?
to you guys. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that'd be fun. It's always good to help other people. I think in the depths of our heart, all people want to help other people. They really do. There's something in us that makes us want to help people.
David, by far, people are really good at heart.
Oh yeah,
They're
that's right.
far more good in people than there is bad in people.
That's true. We don't always see it because the news shows the worst. But yeah, you're right. And all of us want to express that helpfulness anytime we can. And I love it when I see people helping other people. It is still a good feeling to know that there are good people out there. There really are.
Yeah.
Be sure and check out the live stream tomorrow night as well. We'd love to have you guys there.
Those are fun.
It is fun.
It's
And
fun.
I'm going to be talking about transitioning from winter nutrition to spring nutrition.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, there is a difference, actually, a big difference. So everybody needs to tune in for that.
I eat different in the spring than I do in the winter.
Yeah, I do too, unfortunately. I sit around and eat things I shouldn't. In the wintertime, it's a survival technique. And if you live in the north, it's like, oh my
That's the
gosh,
only
it's
thing
cold.
there is to do.
Yeah, I can't go outside and exercise. I'll just sit and watch TV and get fat. Now, Sheri, I make a lot of videos because I love doing it. But, some people don't realize I've made videos on things that they are unsure of.
Asking you about.
They're asking me about. And
If you are asking, he probably did a video.
Probably. Two of them that kind of rise to the top are this. David, why don't you use queen excluders? Or why don't you use inner covers?
Inner covers.
So look, I have a link to both of these this time. Both of these videos right here. Click on either one. What I think about inner covers and what I think about queen excluders. Be sure and subscribe. We'll see you next time.